Hey, it's Ethan here at eTrailer. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Kuat Sherpa Hitch Bike Rack, how it fits on our 2023 Subaru Outback Wagon. The Sherpa is a 2-bike platform style bike rack capable of supporting 2 bikes up to 40 pounds each. It's going to hold on to our bikes as a primary means of contact through these wheel hooks, as well as one strap down at the bottom. So if you did want to use this with your carbon frame bikes, you definitely can. Maybe you just have a really nice paint job, you can do that too. You won't take any damage to your frame because there's no contact to the frame. One of the earliest and nicest features that the rack offers that we'll get into is the fact that it does tilt away with the bikes loaded up. So to do that, you'll pull on this handle here and the whole rack will tilt down away from the car. So I'll do that and just guide the rack down slowly. It's got a good amount of resistance, so I don't have to do all the work myself. And it doesn't tilt super aggressively, but we do get enough space to open up the hatch. And you can see it doesn't come very close to our handlebars at all. If I wanted to, I could come back down here and sit and change my shoes before or after my ride, or I can get anything out of the back that I'm going to need once I get there. To tilt the rack back up, it's pretty straightforward. Just lift it up till it clicks back into place, and now we can work on getting the bike removed. So we'll start with this strap right here in the back. Just press this release, slide the strap through. Now we'll hold on to the frame of our bike because it'll start to move once I press this large button on the wheel hook. Push that up and out of the way, and now I can get my bike off. With our bike removed, we can talk about some features on the tray. So first, as I put the strap away, you notice that this back cradle has the ability to pivot. That allows it to accommodate a wheelbase of up to 47 inches. Right here on the tray, there is also a metal lock core. Your cable lock can fit into there once you wrap it around the frame of your bike. The cable lock is included, but it's not integrated onto the rack. Put this center hook back away, and you can take a look at this front cradle. It accommodates a tire width of up to 3 inches right off the bat, and it also folds down when you're not loaded up with your bikes. So it makes it easier to fold up when we get there. But for now, I'll just get a measurement to see how much space we've added onto the back of our vehicle. First, I'll measure from the bumper to the furthest point out. So we come up with a measurement of 32 inches there. That's how much space we're going to be adding on when the rack is down in this position. As far as ground clearance goes, from the furthest point back here to the ground, it's going to be about 22.5 inches. So there's a nice rise in the design of the rack, and I'm not going to be super worried about that as far as bottoming out going up hills or over curbs. But if we do want to save some of that space, we can. We use that same lever that we used before to fold the rack up towards the vehicle, and I'll get a new measurement and figure out how much space we've saved. So now from the bumper to the furthest point back, it's going to be closer to 14.5 inches, so we do save a ton of space that way, and it doesn't sit very close to the back, and it's not moving very much at all, so I'm not going to be worried about it making contact there either. From here, we can take a quick look at what the rack's going to cover up on the back of the car. So the license plate is going to be partially obstructed from a few different angles, but you'll still find a way to see that. Your backup camera is right here in the middle, so you're definitely going to get a lot of the rack in that view. You're definitely going to know it's back there, but again, there might be some windows to see through here and there. It does sit low enough that it doesn't interfere with either of our taillights, and it doesn't come anywhere near our rear window either. The rack uses a 2-inch shank that fits into our 2-inch hitch receiver. It's held in place by this pin and the lock at the end that's going to be key-like to that cable lock core that we talked about earlier. It's all going to be held in place by this anti-rattle handle here in the back, or knob that I just can turn. So it's tool-free, it's really easy to put in and take out, and that knob takes all the shake and play out of the rack. Overall, I do like that the Kuat Sherpa is able to get everything that we talked about in such a small package. Like I mentioned, it's super easy to put in and take out. It's tool-free, so if you want to store it somewhere when it's not in use, definitely an option, but it still looks really nice if you want to leave it on year-round. It's not going to rattle or make any noise back there either. I will say, if you want something that might get you a little bit more weight capacity and works in the same way, you could check out something like the Rocky Mounts monorail. It might take up just a little bit more space, but it is going to also get you that bigger weight capacity that I just mentioned. But if you do like the Sherpa for all the things we talked about and that Kuat look, it's still a really solid option. This again was just a quick look at the Kuat Sherpa Hitch Bike Rack and how it fits on a 2023 Subaru Outback Wagon.
Here on our test course, we'll start by going through the slalom. This is going to show us the side-to-side action, which simulates turning corners or evasive maneuvers. Once we get to the alternating speed bumps, we'll see the twisting action. This will simulate hitting a curb or a pothole or driving over uneven pavement. Now lastly, we're going over some full speed bumps, and we can see here the up and down action, and this will just be like driving in and out of a parking lot, garage, or driveway. So we can see here how the bike rack moves with our truck.